Listen to this. Average person is bombarded with 10,000 marketing messages every single day, which begs the question, in a world where attention is the most valuable commodity, how do you command it instead of demand it? In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to create a spectacular, never the same, totally unique brand voice that helps you stand out. Keep watching. Hey Posse, what's up? It's Alex coming at you this week with a brand new video about my all-time favorite topic, branding. Now, if you're watching this and rolling your eyes and thinking, okay, Alex, everyone knows that branding is just a fancy term for big brands with big budgets, let me stop you right there. Thank you very much. Because yes, while it's true that having a clearly defined brand and brand voice and positioning strategy is the secret behind just about every single successful brand that has ever existed on planet Earth, it's not just for the big guys. No matter what size of business you have, your brand voice literally has the power to make you or break you. So it is well worth putting in a little extra effort into creating a solid brand voice before you start selling any products and services. Yes, that's right. Your messaging should come before your marketing. And when you do this right, you'll effortlessly magnetize your ideal customer directly to you, which means marketing your products and services just got like a million times easier. So how do you build a brand beyond compare? Well, stick around to the end to find out, and if you're new to the crew, welcome. Right here on my channel, you'll learn all things marketing, copywriting, branding, and social media. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Go ahead and subscribe below, and don't forget to ring that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. All right, now here are the most important elements of crafting a memorable and engaging brand voice. Number one, brand convictions. First things first, you need to answer the question, why are you here? Why are you doing this? Your brand convictions represent what your brand stands for, which is also what you, the person or the team behind the brand, stand for. These are the guiding principles or values that will shape every single aspect of your business, from your message to your identity, your customer experience, your buying journey, your policies, and so much more. And most importantly, they are often the very reason why a person is drawn to your brand. So go ahead and brainstorm the values that are most important to you. I recommend picking at least 4 core values, and then here's where it's really important. Write a brief sentence or two explaining what this value really means to you as a brand, or else it's just a buzzword. Now here's a quick snapshot of 2 of our core values from the Copy Posse Brand Voice Guide. All right, now moving on to the second element, a customer profile. So here you need to answer the question, who do you serve? Yes, of course, your brand voice is about you, the brand, but remember that everything you do and everything you create as a brand should ultimately always come back to the customer who you are trying to serve. As a brand, you want your values and your messaging and your positioning to mirror and directly reflect what your customer is seeking. So if you haven't already created a detailed, and I mean detailed, customer profile, then now is the time to do so. So who is your ideal customer? What is their age, their demographics, and their income? You can go deeper into that customer avatar profile. But most importantly, you really want to determine what specific challenges they are looking to overcome. What are the benefits they're looking to achieve? What are their values, drives, and desires? And what is ultimately the number one driving factor that influences their every action and decision? Answering these questions is going to give you a lot of insight on how to build out the rest of your messaging and your brand voice. And here's a quick snapshot of our customer profile in the Copy Posse's Brand Voice Guide. All right, now moving on to element number 3, positioning. How do you create unique and specific transformation? Now that you know why you exist and who you serve, it's time to determine how. How are you going to do it? How are you going to create unique and specific transformation that really helps you stand out? These are your 3 most important messaging assets. The first is your mission statement. The next, your brand promise. And the third is your positioning strategy. Now you might be thinking, okay, but what's the difference between those 3 things? So think of it this way. Your mission statement is an organization-focused statement that showcases how you, the brand, want to show up in the world. It communicates the larger impact you are hoping to make. Your brand promise, on the other hand, is a customer-focused statement. It showcases exactly how you help your customers overcome specific challenges and the big promise you deliver. And lastly, your positioning strategy is where your mission statement and your brand promise meet. It summarizes summarizes the way you are going to change the world and how you'll help your customers achieve the benefits they want in a way that sets you apart from the competition. Now, this is one of the strongest messages and statements that you can communicate as a brand or business because it is setting the intention behind why you exist, and it conveys your purpose in a way that intrigues, inspires, and motivates both your customers and the people within your organization and gets them really excited and rallying behind your brand. Now, we all know that there are other brands and other businesses and other people who are out there doing and selling and offering something similar or maybe the exact same thing to what you're offering. So why then would anyone choose to buy from you? Well, that is exactly what you communicate in your positioning statement. And here's a quick snapshot of the Copy Posse's positioning statement from our brand voice guide. All right, so now on to the fourth element and my personal favorite, brand story. This is where you answer the question, what got you here? Your story is the window to your brand's soul. It's how your customers connect to you, rally behind you, and why they will stay with you. Every great brand has a powerful story, a domino effect of defining moments, scary pivots, and late night ahas that led you to where you are now. And while most people tend to shy away from sharing their story, the truth is that according to research, 70% of emotionally engaged consumers will spend up to 2 times more on brands that they're loyal to. And 80% of customers are more likely to recommend brands they can emotionally connect with. And how can you foster an emotional connection, you ask? We all know it. We're copywriters, we're marketers. It's through storytelling. Creating a powerful and relatable brand story is so important. And this is where the art of storytelling really comes into your brand voice and messaging. So think about it. Most people know the backstory behind their favorite heroes and villains, and that is what makes them so compelling and memorable. And honestly, there is so much that goes into writing a great brand story that it could be a video all on its own. But in general, you want to make sure you're including these 3 key turning points based on Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. So the first is the status quo. This is the old norm or the origin of your situation that eventually led you to the challenge, which is basically some form of a problem or a conflict or adversity that disrupted the status quo and motivated you to find the, finally, discovery. This is the epiphany or the resolution that led you to a personal breakthrough that your customers can emotionally connect to. So here's a quick snapshot of the first part of my brand story in the Copy Posse's brand voice guide. And if you want a whole video on creating a powerful brand story for your brand, comment below and let me know, and we'll get that one coming up soon. All right, now let's move on to the 5th element of a memorable brand voice. Personality. Your brand personality is about the real qualities, expressions, and quirks it embodies. Yes, you need to give your brand human characteristics. Identifying your brand personality will play a huge role in determining the tone, the feel, and the flow of your copywriting and messaging. Is your brand conversational and playful, loud and assertive, a young millennial who loves to travel, a genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist? What are the defining characteristics that make your brand you? Now, another part of brand personality is your phraseology. These are the common phrases or sayings, words, and sign-offs or slang that you tend to use most often in your marketing content and customer communication. And you might have noticed that we have quite a few phrases here at the Copy Posse that we say over and over again. Things like Benny, you all know that's my word for benefit, or de-douchify the internet, or we're building an empathy empire. I also like to say rad a lot. These are all my go-to phrases that I come back to time and time again, and my audience knows that they're foundational phrases that they've come to expect in my messaging. If I were to suddenly stop saying those things or say something totally different, like if I didn't say ciao for now at the end of my videos, you'd be like, wait, what? That doesn't sound like Alex in the Copy Posse. Is that a robot? Has AI taken over? I don't know, yet to be determined. So having a few words and phrases that you always use as a brand or business is really important because it keeps your messaging consistent and cohesive, but it also creates a shared language that your community and audience can use, and shared language creates a sense of belonging and lets your audience know, yep, that's definitely the Copy Posse. And so when I'm working with brands to create a brand voice guide for them, I'll create a glossary of their most common phraseologies so that it can be given to anyone who communicates on behalf of the company. And here's a real quick snapshot of some of the phraseology in my Copy Posse brand voice guide glossary. All right, now the final component of a brand voice is, you guessed it, number 6, a brand voice guide. Yes, and believe it or not, this is probably the most important step, putting everything together into one beautiful, cohesive, and powerful brand voice guide. So you saw a little sneak peek of a few of the 43 pages that make up the Copy Posse's brand voice guide. Your brand voice guide becomes your messaging manifesto, and it is so important for every single single business to have. Think of it as your brand's personality profile. Basically, if your business had a human design chart, this would be it. A great brand voice guide guides communication. It informs marketing efforts and magnetizes your messaging. It crystallizes a brand's personality. It shapes your email marketing, your social strategy, and your PR. It keeps your copy consistently powerful across all brand touchpoints, even when you're working with multiple writers, and it is the backbone of good marketing today. Not only that, but it acts as the central command center for every new team member that you bring on board. It's the reference point for anyone and everyone that is creating content, sending emails, or writing captions, or communicating on behalf of your brand. Nobody likes to have a Frankenstein funnel where it sounds like 18 different people touched it and wrote it. This is how you make sure everyone is on the same page and that your message is congruent and consistent at all levels of the organization and across all of your marketing, branding, and PR efforts. And I'm telling you, it is the key to growing a brand that maintains trust and builds customer loyalty. And honestly, this is an area where I see a lot of businesses falling short. So if you want help crafting a powerful brand voice guide, make sure to check out my free brand voice checklist, which walks you through everything you need to define first to drastically improve your marketing campaigns, team building, and customer retention. And you can download that by clicking the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more videos like this, comment below, let me know. I will see you next week with a brand new video. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here. And you can click right here to get a free gift. So you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel? Awesome. Well, let me tell you the 5 things you must definitely do before you publish your first video, and the things I wish I knew sooner. Keep watching.